Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro gaming video. E3 is currently going on and the news for Destiny 2's next major expansion, Forsaken, keeps rolling in like a wildfire. Prince Uldren returns, Cayde 6 dies, and some other shit goes down. Let's go ahead and recap a few things that I found interesting over the past couple of days. Christopher Barrett and Scott Taylor sat down for an interview with Game Rant today, and they answered quite a few questions regarding the quality of life improvements and how things are going to change in Forsaken. One of the questions that the interviewer asked the two game devs is whether or not Thorn, the Last Word, and Hawkmoon will be returning in Forsaken. Now, of course, they didn't want to spoil too much information, stating that they want people to find those things out on their own, but Scott Taylor, who is the project lead on Forsaken, did have this to say: if you go watch the Gambit trailer very closely, you might see some answers to your question. Now, I've looked over all that footage, and the only thing that I can find that even comes close to matching one of those three weapons is this guy right here. The hand cannon on the back of this Warlock looks a lot like Thorn, although not exactly like Thorn. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been speculating is Thorn, and nobody from Bungie has denied that it is, but it doesn't quite look exactly like Thorn did in Destiny 1. However, according to the lore of Thorn on Destinypedia, Dredgen Yor, who was the last person to fully wield this exotic hand cannon that was banished from the tower, eventually succumbed to the Hive and their infinite power, and turned to the dark ways of Hive mysticism, where he eventually augmented Thorn to become even more powerful. Now, another thing that I want to touch on real quick is that we have already seen some enemy-themed weapons. For example, this auto rifle looks like it is surging with Taken energy, and although I could not find it, I definitely remember seeing a screenshot, or possibly even from the Vidoc that Bungie released themselves, of a perk on a weapon that looked Taken-themed that said this weapon can summon the powers of the Taken. So taking all that into consideration, we could very well be looking at an actual version of Thorn that takes place after Dredgen Yor succumbed to the power of the Hive. He infuses the power of the Hive into Thorn to make it even more powerful, and that might be the Thorn that we're looking at. Of course, this is all speculation, and it could not be Thorn at all, or it could even be Thorn with just an ornament that you pick up from Tess. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, as far as the other two exotic hand cannons from Destiny 1 that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm talking, of course, about the Last Word and Hawkmoon. There are no verifiable screenshots or video or anybody acknowledging that they will be in Forsaken. However, given the theme of Forsaken, which is a lawless frontier, kind of Wild West themed in Destiny, Last Word and Hawkmoon would both fit in absolutely perfectly to this new dynamic, this new area, this new theme that we will be experiencing in Forsaken. Now, one weapon that has been 100% verified to be returning from Destiny 1 is the exotic hand cannon known as the Ace of Spades. Those of you who watched the trailer that showed Prince Uldren bust a cap in Cayde 6's robo ass, you already saw Ace of Spades, but you might be asking yourself, oh, well, that's just a cutscene, you know, what does that mean? How do you know that we're going to get to use it? Well, one of the pre-order bonuses for Forsaken, if you pre-order now, you will get access to Cayde's exotic stash. In that exotic stash, there is an exotic ship, a handful of shaders, and an ornament specifically for the exotic hand cannon Ace of Spades. So that is 100% legit. You will be able to wield Ace of Spades in Forsaken. Ace of Spades, of course, is Cayde 6's personal gun that it appears Prince Uldren has stolen from him, murdered him with, and then we will go murder Prince Uldren and likely get the Ace of Spades back. So it'll be a nice little way for us to remember Cayde and also hold the gun that killed him, which is kind of weird. Touching on some other news that came out of E3 today regarding the new game mode Gambit, Bungie themselves has specified that the PvP portion of Gambit will be power level enabled, similar to Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner in Destiny 1. So what that means is if you are on a team and you invade the opposing team to go in and try to kill them to ruin their banking, then if you are a lower power level than them, then they are going to be much harder for you to kill them than it will be for them to kill you. Now, as far as the PvE portion of Gambit is concerned, it's going to scale to whatever light level you are, meaning it doesn't matter if you are light level 450 or light level 600. What, Pyro? We'll talk about that in a second. The enemies are going to be the same difficulty across the board for everybody, meaning you will never be more powerful than the enemies in Gambit. Now, this dynamic difficulty scaling that we will see in Gambit for the PvE portion of the game mode is absolutely awesome. I've never been a fan of having brand new content that is really hard at first, but then you can just go and shit on the enemies after getting up to a certain light level. So it's really nice to know that Gambit will be a challenge from day 1 to day 50 to day 100. That is really exciting news. Now, a second ago, I said between light level, or it doesn't matter if you're light level 450 or light level 600. What do I mean by that? Well, a YouTuber by the name of Mesa Sean, you've probably heard of him, tweeted out earlier yesterday, I believe it was, that it is confirmed that your XP level cap will go up to 50, which is 20 higher than it currently is right now, and your power level cap will go all the way up to 600, which is 215 power levels higher than it currently is. Now, normally, I wouldn't just buy into something that a YouTuber would say without the YouTuber providing some form of verification from an actual Bungie employee, and thankfully, after this tweet got a lot of attention, Lars Bakken, who is one of the project leads on Forsaken and Destiny 2 in general, did confirm in an interview that the new hard cap will be 600 power. So for us to bring our Guardians from 385 to 600 is going to require some serious grinding, which I am very much looking forward to, because, I mean, let's be honest, Warmind has been out for, what, a month? And I'm already pretty close to the power cap. I would be the power cap already, but all my fucking milestones keep giving me goddamn boots. So, fuck boots, and yeah, let's move on. The last thing that I want to touch on real quick is with Cade dying in Forsaken, that means that there is going to be a very obvious opening that needs to be filled within the tower. That is, of course, for the Hunter Vanguard position. Now, there's been a lot of speculation as to who could take over for Cade 6 and be the new Hunter Vanguard, and it ranges from a lot of different people. Some characters that we haven't seen yet in Destiny 2, like Shiro 4, and even some characters that are currently in the tower, namely Hawthorn. I don't see Hawthorn taking over that position because Hawthorn already has a job doing the clan stuff, you know? Got some clan stuff to talk about? No, I just want you to give me my fucking boots because that's all you give me. Totally not salty or anything. But as far as Shiro 4 is concerned, it would make a lot of sense. Shiro 4, according to Destiny lore, was Cade 6's protege before Cade 6 took over the position as Hunter Vanguard. So Shiro 4 moving into that position, making his return into Destiny 2 from Destiny 1 would make a lot of sense. But there is one character that I don't see a lot of people speculating about, and it kind of bums me out, and that's Eris Morn. Eris is a hunter. Eris has a place in the tower. She is a member of the Vanguard. She is a Guardian. She would fit perfectly. It would be like the perfect way to bring Eris back and reintroduce her into Destiny 2. Make her the Hunter Vanguard so that you can go up there and she can do her weird Eris stuff, talking about fingertips on her mind and playing with that little ball and shit. Plus, her and Cade had a good back and forth in the Taken King. It would make total sense. But anyway, guys, that is going to go ahead and bring this video to an end. Drop a comment in the box below. Let me know about all the shit that you have heard of from E3 regarding Forsaken that you are hyped about and that you are pissed about. That's going to bring this video to an end. If you enjoyed it, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. And if you give me boots, I will murder you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.